Hey Cancer, it's Sierra coming to you from Holistically Attuned with your December 15th to 31st reading. Now, please be mindful that this is a general reading for the collective, which means some of this will resonate with you guys and some of it won't. That's okay. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. No big deal. Um, let's see. So, this is a different angle, and that's just because my phone's on the charger and that's what I use to record, and so I can't get it up on the angle that I wanted to when it's on the charger, so you guys have to look at me today. But something you notice right here, if you saw my video earlier, I got these aroma rings from Young Living, which were super dope because they're these little silicone rings, but they hold the fragrance, and so it comes scented. So I'm trying something out because I felt like mine ran out of its scent. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, like an hour into it. I don't know how long they're supposed to last, but it doesn't. But anyways, I thought I'd try my new oil too, which is this Awaken oil. And I put some on there and put it back in. Anyways, so this reading is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for December 15th through the 31st. You know, basically the end of the year. Oh, something wants to come out. So I already drew your first primary cards. If you've never had a reading with me before, then let me explain to you how this works. So I do receive channeled messages as I am looking at your cards. Sometimes I get very quiet so that I can hear those messages clearly. With those messages, sometimes they get very specific, and I'll say that ahead of time. Again, take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind, okay, guys? If my silence bothers you, you can go to the next channel. No harm, no foul, no love lost, right? Oh. So what I just drew was our chakra energy card. And what we're working with is the crown chakra, and this card of meditation. And when I look at this card, what I really see, and what's interesting too, what the first thing that caught my eye before I went into my rant was that it is a silver border, and silver for me represents moon. Obviously, Cancers, you guys are the moon, fourth house, right? Mom energy, that you're the mother, you are mother. I feel like it's time to go within for you guys. It's time for you guys to take a moment and go within and really I want to say like a self check to make sure that your heart and your passion is still there. Either your heart is still in it or your passion is still in it, something along those lines. But the only way for you to really be able to know this is for you to take a moment of silence and go within, and not if you're an extrovert, it's time to practice some introverted ways, okay? When I'm looking at your card spread, I'm looking at your theme of the reading, your emotions behind that, your challenge that you'll be facing this within the next 2 weeks, or you're coming out of, or you are currently facing at this moment. How you respond to that challenge, and then kind of like advice from spirit, just overall summary, okay? At the bottom of the deck is the Empress card. And the Empress card is, again, she's a mother card. She is about the birth of something new. And so she carries a lot of Cancerian energy for me as well. The Empress is about being in that stage where you have already laid the foundation and done the work. You have already planted the seeds, and now it's time to sit back and reap the benefits of the work that you put in. That is that's the energy that's crowning your reading, and that's the energy that you're carrying. And maybe that is why this meditative card, it has you sitting in solitude, is you just really sitting back and nurturing yourself, nurturing your inner child, I want to say. Maybe some of you are actually experiencing births around this time, but it's really about silencing all of the different aspects of you. What's interesting too is I see this deer in the background, and deer, that animal spirit, is another nurture card. And so some of you really need to take a time out. You've been giving so much to everybody else. You've been being so much for everybody else. It's time for you to go within and see what you can give for yourself, okay? Because the theme of your reading being the Seven of Water, usually that energy comes with being pulled in a lot of different directions, right? But not firmly planted anywhere, or having a lot of options presented in front of you, and not making a decision, being very indecisive. Maybe some of you are very indecisive about, I feel like it's not even, I feel like you have too much on your plate. And your emotions behind this reading being the Eight of Waters, it's like you know that you have a lot going on. You know you need to let something go, but you are so emotionally attached to everything on your plate, you really don't want to let it go. Even though it causes you stress, even though it causes you, sleepless nights, even though it is disappointing. Some of the energy behind it has been very disappointing. You won't let it go. Spirit is telling you, though, with that emotion, your challenge being the Queen of Air. The Queen of Air is that cutting through the bullshit, right? That's what the Queen of Air does. She's very similar to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords cuts through the bullshit. She says what she has to say. She sees things for what they are. You know what I'm saying? There's no confusion there. She is not stumbling upon her words, her expectations, her wants, her desires, her needs. She's very experienced at this point, and she knows exactly what she wants from a very realistic standpoint. Okay. It's you now taking your emotions out. That's your challenge. It's you taking the emotions out of this decision and being very objective in the path that you decide to follow. Because once you start to follow your practicality, you move right in here with the way that you respond into the Queen of Earth, which is very similar to the Queen of Pentacles, which is a successful energy. But we know that Earth and Swords are all, that energy cultivated together is very practical energy. However, the three cards that are surrounding that are water signs, which is emotional energy. And even though you have the meditative card, the energy at the bottom of the deck is a throat chakra. It is about communication. It is about expressions. You need to communicate your needs from a practical standpoint, okay? You need to, I feel like it's going beyond your regular explanation of that hurt my feelings. Okay, but why does it hurt your feelings? Because whoever you're dealing with doesn't understand emotions that well. Their emotional IQ is not as high as yours, and because of that, Spirit is telling you that you now need to take a practical approach, because even though you are intuitive, you are an intuitive person and you can read other people's emotions very well. You are, whoever I'm talking to, whoever hears this, you're empathic. So that right there means that you're very vulnerable to all kinds of emotions. However, your job is to not let those emotions overtake you. You have to, again, look at situations from an objective perspective. You need to look at it and get a very clear perception of the complete picture. See things for what they are. Again, Queen of Air, cutting through the bullshit. It's also severing ties that aren't serving you, letting go of the things that are really holding you back. Because when you move into this Queen of Earth energy, it's about successfully dealing with your challenges. And so I feel like Spirit is telling you that maybe some of the ways that you used to deal with situations from the past, because I'm looking at Six of Water here, and some of you, this may even be conflicts that have to do with your children or somebody from your past, but you need to release the way that you generally deal with things, because you're holding on to too much. There's too much on your plate, and you need to let it go. And you need to really cut out the shit that's not serving you in order to make room for this energy, this Empress energy, this energy of, and you know what's funny? The Empress, the Queen of Air, the Queen of Earth, there's a lot of Queen energy here. If I were you, whoever's watching this, I would look up the Queen archetype when you're dealing with shadow work or divine feminine energy. Look that up. Look, this is the Lover's card. It came out sideways, so I'm going to just leave it like that for a second. Ooh, I hope some of you aren't in a entanglement. Because that Lover's card came right out underneath the Seven of Waters, which could mean that you are choosing between a current situation or dealing with the idea of maybe going back to the past. But, and this I don't say very, very, very fucking often, I think that the current relationship you're in is the one that's bullshit, because I feel like right here underneath the Six of Water, you have the King of Pentacle, and then at the bottom of the deck with that, you have the Three of Cups. So now my wheels are starting to turn, and I think that I feel like you left your past relationship because there was not enough give and take. There was not enough reciprocation, right? Maybe this person did not have enough enough mature energy to keep this relationship balanced. And so you left, right? You left to find that balance. You left to find yourself. You left to find your peace. And you were very successful, right? But I do feel at the same time, you may have entered into a relationship very quickly without completely healing first. And then all you can think about right now is, I feel like your ex, and maybe your ex is coming around, and I feel like when he or she says that they have made changes, first of all, actions speak louder than words. This is the part where you can cut through the bullshit, though, right? You can cut through the bullshit and really understand. So when I'm talking about your ex, I'm talking to somebody very, very specific. I swear to you, I feel like you guys are going to balance each other out. I do feel like it's okay to really give them a chance, because I feel like the way you handle it it brings you this new opportunity of success, right? I feel like it's a new start to success. But I think it's the guy from the past. I don't think it's somebody new. I think it's somebody from your past. I think it's one of your exes, or somebody that maybe you went on a date with once or twice and then you really didn't pay him any mind afterwards. I don't feel like this is somebody that has any ill will or bad intent. I just think sometimes, look, Four of Fire represents, positive movement forward. Fire represents movement forward. And look, y'all, I can't make it up. The Emperor right here next to the Empress. So for some of you, though, what it is I feel like this person challenged you and maybe you didn't like it and so you ran. This could be a situation for some of you. You didn't like that energy and you ran away from it. But either way, both of you have grown into different people. That moment of miscommunication, that energy of not understanding, it's gone. And I feel like you guys are going to be taking this. Look, you guys are going to be taking this that's Three of Pentacles, by the way, at a slower speed. You're not going to rush anything. And it's going to be fucking beautiful, because he is your other half. I don't know how this turned into a love reading, but it did. And I feel like you're going to find such contentment and peace Look, challenge. Your challenge may have to be getting over your I wanted to say ego because it's that sense of I would never go back to him, or I would never go back to her, or, you know, maybe you dogged him out. Excuse me. But I feel like you guys have grown so much apart that it should be easy for you to recognize that you guys connect on a soul level. And I think you already know that. You may have just needed confirmation to say, you don't need it from me, but I'll give it to you, that it's okay. And so, listen, let me tell y'all about that one time my husband curved me, okay? It was before we were married, and we were just dating. And we were dating for like a year, right? Not exclusively, because we were dating other people, but like a year into it, I was like, I'm gonna make this fast, guys. I was like, hey, fuck around and caught feelings. I like you. I think we should be exclusive. And the nigga curved me. Let me tell you what he said. He was like, oof, how about we do boyfriend girlfriend things without the title? I was like, oh, thanks, but no thanks, right? And so I didn't talk to him after that. And so I started talking to other people. I had like low key started to move on from that situation because, you know, I knew my self worth and I had already dealt with fuck boys, and so I knew what I wanted. And he's not a fuck boy. Don't misunderstand me, but I mean, like, that was a fuck boy move to be like, let's do boyfriend girlfriend things without the title. But really what that was that was somebody who was afraid of commitment, and it was also somebody who people will only do to you what you allow them to, right? And so had I accepted that, who knows what would have been. But the point is I didn't. So I moved on. I started dating somebody and whatnot. Anyways, he came back a while later and asked me to be his girlfriend. And so my point is sometimes you do have to separate and move on to see if it's going to work and you guys come back together. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's really the moral of my story. And here we are some years later, still married, some kids later. So use your judgment, you know, take what pertains to you, leave the rest behind. I just feel like that's where you guys are at. So leave all the bullshit behind in 2020 and move into a loving space with this person in 2021. Okay, Cancer? So if this video resonated, please leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, subscribe, and then turn on your notifications so that you can get all your readings or all the other great content that I post when I post it. Okay? Take care. Bye.